Hey guys, I wanted to make a video kind of explaining how to get ahead in life at an early age. It's never too late to get ahead, right? And there's many different ways to do this, and I'm not an expert on all those ways, and I might not even be an expert on dividends. But what I want to go over, and this is for young adults, anybody, any age really, but primarily focusing on starting to secure your finances younger. So one of the things I want to go over are stocks that pay dividends, and stocks you can buy at many different price ranges, right? So you can buy a stock for $6 that pays a 6 cents dividend, or $100, and so forth and so forth. What I'm going to focus on are dividends that are paid monthly. So again, the one I'm going to mainly focus on is a $6 stock. So it's $6 a share. Now each share is going to pay you 6 cents. And what you want to do is you want to set that it reinvests into the stock, so it reinvests in getting you more shares. The whole goal at a young age is to get 100 shares, right? And I say that because 100 shares is going to get you $6. So every month it's going to reinvest and buy you one more share of that stock. Now I know $600 can sound like a lot, but if you're 18 and you have a job and you don't have any credit card bills or a car payment, or you're still living at home and rent's free, this is a great time to get ahead. And I really wish this is something I knew at that age. I'm sure somebody came along and tried to explain it to me, but YouTube wasn't big. I didn't have the opportunity to go out and watch videos and learn from all these things. So focus on this, because there's a lot of times you're going to want to get certain things with your extra income while living at home, or you're going to want to build that into a savings account. Now, I have nothing against savings accounts, but savings accounts aren't going to pay nearly as much as a dividend's going to in the long run. So let's say you have your 100 shares, and that's being re-put back into that every month and buying you one more share. Well, what you want to do is you want to continuously add to that on top of that, right? So if you have $200, you want to put that right back into that instead of putting that $200 into your savings account per se, right? Because not only is the dividend going to pay back into it, but overall in the long run the stock price should go up as well. Now, one thing about the stock market is it's always going to go up and down. We just saw that with COVID-19, right? It took a huge crash. But the wealthiest of people and the smartest of people are going to tell you one thing. When it's low, buy. When it's high, sell. Now, it's a little bit different with dividends because you want to hold on to those. Now, the whole goal is to reach 10,000 shares by the time you're 30. So if you're 18, that's going to give you 12 years to continuously invest. And again, let's say you just continuously invest $100 each, or $600 each month, right? So it gets you 100 shares, right? So by the end of 1 year, you should have 1,200 shares. So we'll give you plenty of time to do that. But by the time you reach 10,000 shares of that $6 stock that's paying 6 cents a share, you'll actually be getting paid out $600 each month. Now, if you're smart, you'll keep reinvesting that money back into that stock. That way you continuously capitalize on getting more dividends by purchasing more shares. Now, I really hope I didn't confuse you right there, because the main idea, and to go over this one more time, is to reinvest your money into a stock that's going to pay you dividends, that's going to end up in the long run helping you retire at a much younger age than most of your friends will be able to do. Now, what this is going to allow you to do, let's say, by the time you're 40 and that's reinvesting and buying you 100 shares every month, and then you're getting 1,200 shares, and by this point, you're going to have a continuous income of, let's say, $1,200 a month, right? You have 20,000 shares. That would be the goal, right? $1,200 can go a long way. If you're traveling, or if you just want to go see the world, or if you just want to go see things. I know it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but $1,200 really does go a long way, especially if you're not focused on materialistic things, which kind of goes into my next point, and something that you'll kind of start to do automatically, and that is kind of live a minimalistic life. And a minimalistic lifestyle can be beneficial in so many ways, right? In America, we are the only country that we have to buy storage units to put our stuff into because we ran out of room in our apartment or our home. So the more minimalistic you can get, it means the less money you're spending, and the more money you're putting into said stock that's paying you the 6 cents a share in dividends every month, right? So the more you can actually buy by the time you're 30, the more you're going to get paid out, right? So let's say you have 30,000 shares by the time you're 30, and you started when you were 18, and you started by putting, I don't know, let's say $900 into that stock every month, plus what the dividend is putting back into that stock and purchasing you more shares. By that time, you're going to have a much greater income, right? This is going to allow you to retire so much younger than anybody else and live such a glorious life, worry-free, right? I mean, one of the biggest struggles in today's world is people wondering, where's my next dollar going to come from? Well, this is going to take that off the table. So what I really want you to do, and the best way to do this is simple Google searches, right? One thing I would do to start is stocks that pay dividends, or stocks under $5 that pay dividends, or stocks under $10 that pay dividends, or stocks under $50 that pay dividends. And with that Google search, it'll bring up a bunch of different tickers that you can look up, right? Now, what you're going to do with that ticker once you find the ones you're looking for. So, for example, again, for you guys, I would do stocks under $10 that pay dividends, right? Google search that. Stocks that pay dividends under $10. And you're going to find that ticker. That one, there's probably going to be a list of quite a few of them. And what you're going to do is, let's say you look at the top 10, right? I want you to then Google search, again, dividend history for that ticker. And when I'm talking about ticker, I mean the name of the stock, and that's what we call it. We call it a ticker. So start with that on Google. Look at the history to see what the payouts have been. See if those payouts are going up. See if those payouts are going down. See if there's an average. Mainly, typically, you want to find one that's going up. But at that price range, just find one that has an average, right? So doing my research before making this video, I found one that paid 6 cents. And mainly, I wanted to see if it had gone up from, was it paying a penny a month? Was it paying 2 pennies a month? Was it paying 3 pennies a month? Was there a steady gradual rise? Because typically, that's what I want. I want a steady rise with my dividends, meaning the company starts to pay out more. The one I found did not go up, to be completely honest with you. But what it did have was it has always paid 6 cents. And, the stock has gone up, it's gone down, it's gone up quite a bit, it's gone down quite a bit. But throughout that, every month, it gave a dividend of 6 cents, right? So what I did was I put I bought 100 shares of that, right? And that paid me $6. So every month it would, and then I reinvested it back into that same company. And what that does is that buys me one more share, right? Now, the purpose of this was just to find out if there was an affordable company out there that would pay an ongoing dividend for somebody of a younger age that, you know, may not have the financial structure that I have, that hopefully can come from any walk of life, but with hard work can put themselves in the upper echelon, in a very comfortable life. And I am tasking you with going out, finding a stock that's going to pay you a dividend, and I want you to figure out how much money you can afford to put into that stock each month. And the more you put into it, the more that you'll get paid. That is my challenge to you. So, you know, if by the end of the year you can have $1,000 and you're making $60 and having that $60 reinvest back into that every month, fantastic. You're getting 10 new shares a month, which is each paying you 6 cents, which ends up being an extra 60 cents. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but the more this keeps building, the compound interest is going to grow, and the more you're going to make. This video, I hope, helped. I know it wasn't a lot of explanation on certain companies or anything like that, but the point of this is to just really get your brain flowing. So again, your challenge after this video is to look up stocks under $10 that pay dividends. Once you get a list of 5 or 10 of those, your goal is to then look what that stock dividend history is, so you can find out if it's at least steady or rising. Now, if it is a stock that's going backwards on paying dividends, I'm highly going to suggest you stay away from that one and go down your list until you find one you feel comfortable with. Hopefully, guys, this really helps you getting started, moving into adulthood, and starting to understand how compound interest can change your life and I know 20 years sounds like a long time. When I was 18, 20 years sounded like a long time. It's not a long time. So the earlier you get started on this, the much better quality life you're going to live. So that's my challenge for you guys today. Let me know how it goes. Leave some suggestions in the comments below. And hey, if you think this was a total waste of time, go ahead. You're not going to hurt my feelings by saying so. I've been through a lot worse, but my main thing is I really hope that this is helping somebody living a much higher quality voice or a much higher quality life. So again, thank you for watching. I think the next video we're going to do, we're just going to kind of go over a few different ways you can make extra income. That way you have money to, per se, invest into these stocks that pay these dividends to help you get ahead. So I would love to hear, again, how you guys did on my first challenge of your research. And I would also like to hear what you think are good ways to earn some extra money on the side. There's no wrong answers. Go get it. Best of luck. And this research is going to significantly pay off for you in the future.